Okay, I think this is recording. Okay, yep, it's recording. Okay, have you got anything?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, um, we all know that Sam video that I posted. That is now my most popular video. Um, and we're obviously here. And we're talking about how things can connect to the so-called Sam, because last time I didn't really quite record yet because we did have like a private talk on this code before, but like I didn't really record, so now I'm recording. Um so we're just gonna talk about what we talked about a bit last time, and then we're gonna get to the new stuff. So last time we made some connections on how this so-called Sam connects to the game, and how he was, basically a beta tester in the game, and all that good stuff. So that so-called Sam had like a little robotic voice.
My name is Sam.
And then of course you told me that you saw him in a server as well. Um,
Yep.
so he said, first off, he said that he was trapped in the wall. And the reason for that being he was a beta tester in the game. And when he was a beta tester in the game, when he was testing out the game, he said he saw a strange figure. We don't really know what the figure is. All I know is it's just a figure. And then he followed him around the map, and once he followed him to about that part where he got stuck in, that's where he got trapped in. And this couldn't have been an actual ghost, and it was an actual person that was communicating with us, saying that he needed help to get out of the wall, um, and pretty much, yeah. And
Okay.
Sam also said that his name was PBBV, and he didn't know what it meant. So, but it obviously meant that was a ghost.
Okay. So what we talked about is that how Sam relates to most of like the background. So we talk about VHS tapes and Five Nights at Freddy's. We talked about how it has a story behind it. Like I looked into TV also. He also has a story behind almost every single one, but Sam stands out because it's a person, not a ghost that roams and bans people and tries to intimidate you. It's a person, genuinely. Using a theory that we came up with is PBV corrupted Mike back then. He was really capable of doing those. Back then, like there's clips changing colors, being see-through, changing names, and then clearing all the leaderboard and then just putting PvP in the middle. There's a lot of capabilities these hackers could. Uh, so, hold on. Tester, beta tester, or early tester could mean the same thing. Because for me, he said early. For you, he said beta. Meaning at least within the range of the origination of Gorilla Tag all the way to December 2022 when the game got fully released. Because early access, meaning beta or before, because it wasn't. So it has to be within that range. PBV's era was within August 2020, 2021 to August 2022. So that was within like the area. So
Right.
within those times at least was when he got put into the wall. And who knows? Because back then, PPV was capable of doing things. Meaning that who knows? He could have got his address stolen during that time. Could have
And
took off
hold on,
his
let me
headset.
just stop you right there. And what's also interesting about this is that we both have two different stories about this, because we obviously said before that you've encountered him and I've encountered him, but he's said two different things throughout our stories. When you saw him, he said that he found this so-called figure in City. But we all know that in the early days of Gorilla Tag, City didn't exist. So it had to have been in the later of time when City did exist for that to have happened. Meanwhile, he didn't say anything about City. He just said that he saw a figure, and he got trapped in the wall once he followed them to that point.
Uh, when he says figure, it means not a gorilla like in the virtual game, like you and me right now.
Yeah.
It could have been those early robots. It could be something shadowy, because usually, let's say, most people think of like a black gorilla monkey in caves whenever they hallucinate. They see shadow figures sometimes when they hallucinate in mines. They see that and then wonder, what is that? And they walk around. That's why mines is the most scariest place. You don't know what's around you. It feels like someone's watching you. I've seen videos about it, how this is psychological horror, because there's hackers here, who knows, there could be someone watching you, and there's always something.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't a person
Yeah,
with...
cause if this so-called figure was a gorilla, like in the shape of a gorilla, he would have just said a gorilla was chasing me. But like he specifically said a figure, so that does not mean a gorilla itself. It just means like maybe
So,
it could have been like a glitch in the game, or it must have been a glitch in the game because it wasn't, programmed on there on purpose.
and listen, his age have to be between 14 or above because of his use of vocabulary. I don't even use that type of vocabulary at all that he uses in my story. Well, the story that he told me in my server, and then on yours. He, they both used heavy vocabulary. Mine was very specific. Yours was simplified. We talked about that.
Yes,
Um, Again, this isn't a person with like, well, I don't know how to explain it. This isn't a ghost. This isn't a ghost. It's a person.
it's
So it has
exactly a
to,
person.
and his death, or his quote-unquote death, could have been either a sound in-game signifying that he's gone, or it could have been a sign that in real life something may have happened. Because who knows? Maybe he got captured and then he went into a coma. Or
Uh-huh.
he could have just not been able to talk since his microphone has been, like, corrupted. So he's probably within that range of time between him being captured and him starting his, pleads for help. It could have been using those times to find out a way to communicate with everyone, find out a way to get into a game in order to
We all know that Mines is closed off because the beach map is now available, and they are working on a revamp to Mines. But it still means that his body is still in there because like it's like if you can see at Mines, like there's just a bunch of rocks that collapsed down, which used to be the ceiling of Mines, when now it's collapsed down. But that doesn't mean that his body still isn't there. So we all know that his body's still there, and we don't know if he can still like communicate with us after that, if Mines reopens. And we don't really know any of that. If he's still alive or not, if we can still talk to him in some kind of server, we don't know.
we I saw comments of people saying, "Oh, why couldn't he just leave the game?" Or, "Oh, why can't he can't do this? Why can't he do that? Why can't he
Oh
power
yeah,
off his headset?"
and
There's a
also
slight possibility.
some comments have also told me that they've seen this exact character in their games.
Obviously, Sam has been into many servers because obviously he hasn't been helped yet. But
Yeah.
what I was going to say is that those comments, that why couldn't he do that? It could have been his only way of communication. Obviously, he's trapped in the wall, meaning that possibly the hackers somehow messed around with the code, and instead of spawning in Stump, probably made him spawn in that same direction, Frozen, because that was capabilities that they were able to do back then. And it could
Yeah.
have been permanent. So maybe that could have been his only way of communication, and he's probably trapped in some kind of room. Because quite generally, something may have happened to him in real life, and then they used a beach as something to just throw off people. Also, we also found out on one of the rocks there's a little splat. Could have been dried out blood, or it could be both. I don't know
Yeah.
what it
You know
could
what?
be.
Can we take a look at that for a second? Cause like I just want to see
Or,
that. Cause like I want to capture it on camera too. So yeah, like you said, this there was something on like one of the rocks down here, and it kind of looked like maybe like dried out blood, or I don't know. Maybe it could be just a strange coincidence.
right there.
This spot right here kind of looks like dried out blood. That's why it's orange and pink.
Little
I don't know.
sponsor.
Yeah, and this entire thing is just closed off.
Right there.
You can tell this wasn't just like, like the just an like entire wall. Like there was like little pieces like here too, as you can see. There's rocks here, so that means there's like little chunks of pieces also fell too. I don't really know if that means anything. But yeah.
Well, that's basically all that we have so far. I made a little timeline.
Oh yeah.
About
We were gonna get to that part. So you sent me a DM on Discord. About the timeline for Sam. And I'll actually yeah, you made a timeline for him, and I did see it. It did look pretty accurate. Not gonna lie, to say the least. Yeah,
there was a quiet era.
yeah.
There was.
And overall, like, about this so far, I feel like we are making a good point about this. And, I feel like we are really getting somewhere. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much all we've gotten for now. I might record another file of this, when we have more information. But that's pretty much all we have for right now, and, I'll release this to the public, whenever I feel like it, may be necessary. So yeah.
But anybody in the comments, if you found anything, please comment or give me your Discord, so that we could talk, because I genuinely want to find out what happened. If he's been in your server before, talk about your experiences, etc. That's
Yes.
valuable, and we need it.
Alright. Yep.
I can
And-
guarantee he's been in other servers.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna end this recording now. So, I'll start recording again when we have another meetup. End recording.